Hasbunallah. We're asking support from our Shaykh, SahibulSaif, Shaykh Abdulkerim, Kibrisi, Rabbani, inshallah, to send us something on this holy night that is going to make us to understand things better, to become better servants, what is useful for us, the knowledge that is going to be useful for us, not the knowledge that is not going to be beneficial for us. The knowledge that is not going to be beneficial, it comes with a price. It comes with a heaviness. It comes with responsibility that people who are unaware of it, that knowledge will be a punishment. It's not going to be something that lifts away the punishment. We're asking for that. That kind of talk in these days, who is going to believe? Because everyone is chasing after knowledge in these days. So many different kinds of knowledges, but they're not looking and asking. For the knowledge that is beneficial, there must be knowledge that is not beneficial. Let's stay away from that knowledge. Who is speaking these days? Which Shaykh, which Imam, which Mullah, which Alim is saying, stay away from this knowledge, stay away from this knowledge, stay away from this knowledge. To stay away from something, that is what is called Shariat. There is a borderline there. You're not supposed to cross. If you cross, you're going to enter into dangerous situations. You don't cross, you'll be safe. We're asking for that kind of knowledge in a night like this. And the highest knowledge that is our responsibility, the reason of our creation, is to know Allah and to know ourselves. To know ourselves and to know Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Any knowledge that is going to make us to know ourselves will make us to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To know that we are nothing, to know that we are servants, not to say that we are Lord and we know something. Not to know about our greatness. This is key. Not to know about our greatness. Majority, they're running after knowledge, any kind of knowledge, to see themselves more great, more bigger. You understand? It is not. The knowledge must make us to feel more small. More for us to say, quickly sit down. More for us to say that we don't know anything. More to know that Allah is great, that we don't know anything. Holy Prophet ﷺ, he did not come into the divine presence saying, I know, or I am. And he has left himself long time ago. Don't think he came into the presence of Allah and then he's going to know something. He has known that a long time ago. And he has shown that from a long time ago, that he is nothing. He has shown that from his words, he has shown that from his actions, he's shown that from his sacrifices, and he's showing now, my Lord is the greatest, not me. So the knowledge that is not going to make us to understand how much we don't know, the knowledge that is not going to make us to understand how much we're in need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that knowledge, it is very harmful. So many people looking for secrets. That secret, so many times I'm looking, is making you to become more arrogant, more stubborn, more proud, more not listening to nothing. Not listening to your master, not listening to nothing. Nothing is going to teach you. You say, I teach myself. That kind of attitude, now, with that kind of arrogance, you're going to be under the banner of Shaitan on the judgment day. Because Shaitan says, I know. Ego says, I know. So you asked me a question about the Miraj, the Salah, the namaz is the Miraj of the believers. And so many thinking now. Miraj means, I'm going to become greater. Correct? I'm going to see more, I'm going to become greater, I'm going to become greater, I'm going to become greater, until I'm going to see the greatest of the signs. You will never see, never even smell or imagine the Miraj if you think like that. How many are saying Now, I'm not worth this. I'm not worth this. I'm not worth this. More blessing coming, more saying astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. More higher stations you reach and you say astaghfirullah. More people are praising you, you look at yourself and you say astaghfirullah. How many? That means that for those ones who are looking for the Miraj in their namaz, in their salah, they're looking at it as a Lord, not as a servant. Looking now, I'm going to pray, I'm going to reach to the highest stations. Have we understood our lowest stations? No, we have not. Have we understood that we are in asfala safilin? We're in the lowest of the low. Not only in this world, our being is in the lowest of the low. Are we understanding that yet? Holy Prophet ﷺ, the events that are surrounding this incident, it's not he's sitting there with the most power, like a king, like a sultan. Correct or no? If anything, it is showing to the world how much, we're not saying small or weak he is, but it's showing now how much he is in need of his Lord, not for himself, for his ummah. This is another thing. Majority that they want to make themselves to become small is only for them too. It's not for anyone else. To make themselves small or to make themselves great, it is only for themselves. Very few are going to make that leap to say, it doesn't matter. Now I must serve the ummah. Now I must do something. Maybe your ummah is not 2 billion people. Your ummah maybe is not 1 million people. Your ummah maybe is not 1,000 people. Maybe your ummah is just your family. It's just your loved ones. And in these days, in the Akhir Zaman, that is your ummah. Because there is no Khalifa anymore to bring everyone together. Those who are with you, that they are understanding the Siratul Mustaqim and they want to be on the right way, that you speak and they listen, those are the ones. They don't listen, you're not there to send a punishment to them, you're there to speak. But if they are not going to listen to you, you're not going to force them to. Did the Holy Prophet ﷺ force anyone? When he was in Mecca, in Medina, he did not. But it is showing us that the Holy Prophet ﷺ, he was in a time when, from the world, from the outside eyes, he is, let's say, not the most strongest position. He was just insulted by so many heads of the Quraysh. And still he was crying for them. Does he not know himself? Does he not know himself? Impossible that he doesn't know himself. He knows his Lord, doesn't he? So does he know himself? Of course. Does he know his own greatness? Yes, he does. He's still with that greatness. He is shy in front of his Lord. He is shy in front of his Lord. Still with that greatness, never he's showing that to his brother prophets. It's not. They had to invite him and say that now you have to lead the prayers. He is not showing that also, that greatness to the archangels. Are we understanding who the archangels are? Hazrat Israfil alayhi salam was holding the saddle cloth of his burak. You understand? Hazrat Jibreel was holding the stirrup of the burak for him to. Are we not knowing this? Does he not know that he's the only creature, that is the only one that can pass through Sidratul Muntaha? Yes, he does. But is he ever showing his greatness? No. And if anything, he has manners in front of his Lord. And he's saying, I cannot do this without your help. He is having manners in front of Hazrat Jibreel too. He's saying, I cannot pass if you're not here with me. You cannot abandon me. And now in this way, he is speaking in a language in an understanding, in an emotion that we all know and we all feel. What a prophet of mercy it is. So he's not entering into the Miraj, Isra Miraj, to be great. He's trembling in front of his Lord, and he has manners in front of his Lord. I'm looking around. Majority don't have even manners when they're standing in prayer. They're standing in prayer with so much proudness. The way that they recite, so much proudness. When they finish, is so much. They make their du'as, is so much proudness. Proudness or not, you have to see now, what are you doing? How are you serving the ummah? You understand? What ummah now? People are not even serving their loved ones. Oh no, I give them a lot of money. That's not serving. Oh no, I give them a lot of attention. I love them. That's not serving. You know how to serve now according to your ego, according to how the dunya is teaching you how to serve them, but not according to Allah and His Prophet alayhi wasallam. The time that we are going to understand when we stand in prayer, like Hazrat Rumi Qadasallahu Sir is saying, that we are standing there, and when we say Allahu Akbar, we are understanding how great Allah is and how small we are. That it is with the burden of our sins, which is what is making us to fall into the ruku. That it is the burden of our weakness that we will go into sajda. That time we make namaz. That time that namaz is a miraj, not because you rise, but because you go down. Understand? People thinking miraj is when you rise. Of course, the common understanding is you ascend. But can you ever ascend in divine presence? No. This is one of the reasons why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, we took our servants. You understand? How can it be when there is no, this is not real, this time is not real, this space is not real? So there's no comparison now. Something like that. I don't want to get too heavy. There's too many people here. You guys are getting very tired. Okay? But that attitude now, when you're standing in prayer, that time you're standing in prayer knowing that your Lord is in front of you, not as a place, as a thing, but your Lord is in front of you. You are in divine presence. You understand? You're in divine presence. To even say that you are in divine presence, you're still acknowledging that there is a you. How now? So who is making the prayers? I've only seen a handful of people, 2 or 3 people, that when they make a prayer, it is as if they disappear. They are not there. I'll share. Hazrat, there is one of them. He's not making his presence when he's in prayer. You understand? But it is real. It is not something that you can fake. You can be humble. So many people can fake humble. To fake being humble is the easiest thing you can ever do. So now, that time, Ya Allahu Akbar means something. This much is enough. Maybe we'll talk more later, if people are awake. We're asking to become servants, sincere ones. To think, to speak, to act, to live and to die as servants. Never to let our ego to trick us. We're asking for submission to our Shaykh, dunya and akhirat. Wa min Allahu tawfiq al-Fatiha.